feels like it belongs to someone else.
That show represents a lot of things to a lot of people.
Malcolm, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you today. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Can't brag, can't complain, man.
Well, I was gonna log in, and I was already like kind of annoyed at myself, thinking, God, there's so many questions I can't ask, etc., etc. But then I felt bad for you because there's so many questions you can't answer. It must be like a gatekeeper just holding back the secrets. Is it particularly difficult to keep them all to yourself?
There's a couple ones you really, it's very hard because you want to blurt it out, especially when people think you missed something or whatever, and you're like, nah, it's coming up. It's literally being set up in an episode because they're used to watching Marvel movies.
Yeah, like it is interesting, like just obviously off the back of the success of WandaVision, how eagle-eyed everyone has become. Are you already noticing maybe some theories or some just some rumors or anything like that where you're like, yes, you're already on the right track, or no, you're way off?
It's half of each. I don't think it's been quite as intense as WandaVision because that was a mystery and a puzzle. People really started to go deep with it, but there's been some of that with ours. Also, I just found out, I literally just found out Marvel's been planting way more seeds than I knew about. Like people are sending me screen grabs of the end credits, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't even catch that.
No, I that was something as well, because it is interesting. I've never seen so many people literally go frame by frame through an end credits before, because there's actually quite a bit of information in there that was, I think, a lot of people were not expecting. But like, Paul Bettany was a bit of a genius when it came to trolling the fans for WandaVision, like purposefully sending people off in the wrong direction in interviews. Is that something you've toyed with yourself? You're like, why, yes, Captain America definitely is on the moon. Don't you worry about it.
We wanted to, and it's a skill set though, you know what I'm saying? And so I try and tread pretty lightly. And I'm not an actor, so I think it's easier for me to just hide. Like, I have a day like this, but otherwise, I think, people would rather hear. Anthony does it well, though.
Does he? Right. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. I just never trust a word he says until it's actually proven to be
Anthony
correct.
Lie to
you. Obviously, after the first episode, there's been a lot of very interesting reactionary pieces, just in terms of, I guess, the obvious kind of racism undertones of the first episode, and how kind of it parallels with, like, just recently there was a rumor going around that a black actor or a person of color was going to play Superman, and there was a reaction to it. There was one similar not too long ago where a person of color might be playing James Bond, and there was a reaction to it. So it's interesting that that's almost a part of the show, is that this is a real world superhero, and the reaction to it when a person of color might be taking up that mantle.
Yeah, it's a thing we all felt a responsibility for. Everyone at Marvel, the writers' room, you know what I'm saying? It was a very collaborative effort. And, something we knew we couldn't hide from. You would be lying and telling a bad story if you did. And I think after Black Panther, Marvel has shown that the fans, as long as you give them everything they need, will take on stuff with substance too.
Yeah, I think just in our first episode, it was very important that conversation that Falcon has, it was with Don Cheadle, because it obviously played up to a lot of different things going on at the same time. But when it came to writing that scene, or it comes to writing later scenes where you are referencing the larger MCU, does it come down to almost who's available at the time, or is it just kind of the world's your oyster?
No, it's funny. You're the first white reporter that's actually keyed in on that, the specificity of those two being together like that. And remember, our writer's room was mostly Black, and that was not by accident. It was the idea of Marvel's two Black heroes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having a moment dealing with a really poignant issue. we knew, like, in our minds, we imagined those two probably talk to each other pretty regularly. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to deal with getting pulled over by police. They got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, being denied bank loans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, that was not by accident. It came from a thoughtful place, and it just, the two actors took it. You know, they always do that with silence. They can do more than you can ever write. You know.
Yeah, it was a fantastic scene. Malcolm, I could literally talk to you after every single episode that might come out going forward, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
All good, my man.
So we're partners?
Co-workers.
Not necessarily a team.
No. We look damn good, though.